Hey guys, it is NCS Fan 001 here for the road to my 499th Platinum Trophy. Almost there to that big 500 Platinum milestone. Anyway, today's game is the original Destiny, aka Destiny 1, whatever you want to call it. So, my final trophy was to find 50 dead ghosts scattered throughout the game, and there it is. Destiny 1 is now platinumed. This is definitely a proud platinum, as this is not the easiest game in the world, though it's not as hard as it was when it first came out, because now there's so many people that just know how to, like, carry you through the raids and stuff. And you can get such high-level gear that it's really not that bad anymore. But back when this game came out, it was a pretty challenging platinum. And as you guys can see, I don't yet have the 100% done. I'll cover that in a second. So as for the actual platinum trophy, you have to change any sort of upgrade, which you can do at pretty much any time once you've gotten a couple of upgrades. And the game has changed massively since day one, so I actually picked this game up on day one, or close to it, and was playing it pretty close to day one. You have to rebuild a jump ship, so this would have been, what, my freshman year of college? Yeah, so I didn't have that much time to play it back then, and I never got that heavily into it. So this is a story-related trophy here, the jump ship. That's like the first trophy you're going to get. 25 Cabal with precision shots in one mission without dying. It's not too difficult, and there's a few different trophies like this for all the different factions. I want to say you might be able to do it on patrols or during public events, but I could be wrong on that because it has been a very long time since I did them, because clearly they're not very difficult of trophies. Decrypt Ingrams, this is going to come naturally while you're playing through the game, like very easily. Then dismantle items, again, that's going to come very easily, naturally. A piece of exotic gear, you should get this pretty naturally, but it may take a while to unlock. As you can see here, I didn't get it until like right before Destiny 2 released. Then get a new Sparrow. This is going to be, I believe, a story-related trophy. Then all of your armor and weapons equipped with legendary or exotic. This should come naturally as you grind your way forward to higher level equipment and stuff. So this should come pretty naturally. Then you've got the 25 Fallen with precision shots in one mission without dying. So it's the same thing as the Cabal, but just with the Fallen type of enemies. And there's also one for the Hive right here. A Grimoire score of 777, I believe, is pretty much going to come naturally, though I'm not exactly sure how the Grimoire works these days. Inspect another player. I don't remember how you do it, but it's really easy. 5 enemies in 3 seconds. This is going to pretty much unlock naturally no matter what you do, probably by accident. Vanguard rank 1, that is the Zavala missions, so this is like strikes and stuff like that. This is going to come naturally while you're doing everything else. You're not going to have a problem with this one. Same with the Crucible rank 1. This is actually going to require you to play in the Crucible, which isn't really difficult, but it is going to take a little bit of time. These can both be sped up by doing bounties, by the way. Those are a good way to upgrade stuff. The highest tier of completion in 10 public events, that's the gold tier in 10 public events. That includes things like Arkan's Forge. I don't know if it includes the thing on the Dreadnought, the Court of Oryx. I'm not sure if it does. So then you have a multiplayer trophy. You actually have a few multiplayer trophies in this game, but thankfully all of these can be boosted in private matches, and I think you only need 3 people for one of them and 2 people for the rest. So 50 capture points in control and 20 capture points in salvage. Both can be boosted, like I said. You're probably going to have to boost them these days because the multiplayer is so dead at this point. Kill 100 Hunters, Titans, and Warlocks in PvP. As you can see, I did pretty much all of these within about a week of one another, because back then the game was very populated in Crucible, and it was a lot of fun to play at times. Get the first kill in a PvP match. If you can't get this naturally, you can absolutely boost it, no problem. 25 kills in PvP with heavy weapons. Again, if you can't get this naturally, you can easily boost it. This is the only one that took me more time that I didn't end up boosting, that is. So this one, you have to get a kill on each class type without dying in a PvP match. You do need 3 people in the lobby, so the lobby doesn't, close down. The game doesn't close down if someone leaves. But you do only need 2 people to do it, but the easiest thing to do would obviously be to have 3 people, because you're probably not going to get this one naturally as easily. Then you get to the raid trophies. You have to complete a raid. There's 4 raids in the game. You have to complete a raid with a full fire team consisting of only your clan members, which is 6 people, unless one of the Prison of Elders challenges actually counts. Because you can do one of those and it only requires 3 people, making this significantly easier. Then you have to complete a raid on the hard difficulty, which you're going to get while going for the DLC trophies. And if you don't care about the DLC, you can certainly do this on Crota, because Crota is by far the easiest raid in the game and probably in the entire franchise so far. Flawless Raider is, of course, the big, platinum breaker for a lot of people. But it's not that bad anymore if you can find a decent group to help carry you through. Like, my team, we did this thing first try when we went for it. Because with Crota, it's just don't die at the beginning, have 2 people that know what they're doing, run the maze. Then your only real risk at that point is the bridge section, which we got through first try. After that, it's all just kill a few enemies and then the Crota boss fight. Vanguard Rank 3 does take some time because it, takes a while to level that whole ability up. Resurrect 5 fallen players, that's probably going to come naturally as long as people just don't immediately, let themselves die, although it took me a while to get it. Complete a strike, and complete a strike with a full fire team of your clan members, as well as complete a strike without anyone on your team dying. These are all relatively easy, but this one, of course, requires you to have a full 3-player group within your clan. Obviously, people can leave afterward if they don't care about it. Flawless Striker is pretty easy. You're not going to have much of a problem with this one anymore. So the strike stuff is pretty easy. They're shorter, they're a lot easier, they only require 3 people, etc. Last trophy I got was to discover 50 dead ghosts. There are like over 100 in the game at this point. So this really should not be much of a problem. You can get most of them just by playing private matches in the Crucible. That's probably the best way to get them, though. There are some in like the Tower and just from free roam and stuff. Champion of the Dark, unmissable trophy. I don't really remember what this actually is, but it's an unmissable trophy. Then you have to fully upgrade a subclass for each of your 3 classes. This is going to take a very long time. Quite a bit of grinding is going to be required. So I did my Titan back in the day because that was my main class. I purchased the upgrade pack for the Hunter because if you go onto the PlayStation Store, you can simply purchase an upgrade pack for each of the classes and pop this trophy pretty much instantly if you're willing to shell out $30 for it. Which I did do for Hunter because I didn't want to suffer through it a 3rd time, but I did it fully legit for Warlock and Titan. Fully upgrade an exotic weapon basically just means get a lot of kills and points, and eventually you'll be able to purchase all the upgrades. Same thing for a legendary weapon, but a little bit easier because legendary weapons are more common. And then you have a 25 Vex with precision shots in 1 mission without dying, which is for some reason way out of order on the trophy list. Now, if you're caring about the DLC, Taken King this is an experience, I'm going to say that. Taken King questline is easy, nothing to worry about there. Court of Oryx isn't too difficult from what I remember. I don't remember what Echoes of Oryx is, but I believe it's fairly difficult. Old Hunger is a real pain in the nads because it requires you to get a lot of the calcified fragments in a very specific way and do some pretty difficult missions afterwards, so it is not a fun experience, but I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, obviously, but it is a little bit annoying. Then you have 3 that are specific to the 3 different overall classes. These unlock your extra subclasses. Nothing really difficult with those. Wolves of Mars, I don't remember being that difficult of a quest. I did it a number of years ago, like right around when Destiny 2 would have released. And then you have to complete the King's Fall raid and complete it on Heroic. This raid was really fun, and my group had like no trouble with it even on Heroic. We only died a few times throughout it, or wiped a few times throughout it. As for Rise of Iron, this is the 2nd and final DLC for this game. You're going to get these 2 trophies just by completing the story of Rise of Iron, which is pretty short. It's only a handful of missions. We'll come back to this trophy. The Iron Bells, I believe this is the rarest trophy in the game, and it doesn't even require 6 people. It only requires 2 people. You just have to ring the bells in a very specific timing and order within the Iron Temple. This is a trophy related to the Supremacy Online game mode that is usually dead, so you may have to boost this one, especially moving forward. Kovic's Sin, this was actually my 20,000th trophy. It wasn't the one I wanted to have for 20,000, but it worked out. And it's just a short sort of side mission quest line. Complete any encounter in Arkan's Forge. This is a very good way to get some gear and to get Iron Lord artifacts. And then, of course, you have to complete the Wrath of the Machine raid and complete it on Heroic. This one was a lot more troublesome than the other ones in the game, at least for me and my group. But they pretty much carried me and Ghost through it, and we got through it, so not really much to complain about. The only trophy I have left in the game is to activate all the Iron Lord artifacts. There are 8 of them, and while you can technically activate up to 3 a week if you do it with all of your characters, there's always the limitation of exactly which artifacts are going to pop up each week, and I've been missing one artifact for about 2 or 3 weeks straight at the time this is being recorded, so hopefully by the time this releases I will have the 100% done, because if I don't, it would just mean the RNG has been just absolutely god-awful for multiple weeks in a row. So, let's go ahead and sync up the trophies. Level 720, 65%, 20,264 total trophies, 499 platinums, 2,907 golds, 5,434 silvers, 11,424 bronzes. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know this was a much longer one because that is a bit of a longer game. And I will see you guys back here very soon for that big special 500th platinum. Many of you guys probably already know what it is, but I won't spoil it for those who don't.